Hello, my name is Zachariah with Old Man Gaming, and we're doing something kind of crazy today. Something that I have never tried or done before, or yeah, lots of nutsness. Turtle power, turtle power. So here's what we're gonna do. I've talked about this a lot. We're doing more tabletop role playing game stuff on the channel. So with that in mind, you guys also probably know that I own my own role-playing game company, and that is Axiom Games LLC. We have one game published so far. That game is Upper Hand Wrestling. We have two games coming soon. One of them coming sooner than later, which is a new dice-based system called Single Mod. We're actually going to be doing a stream for that starting on the 19th. That's going to be an actual play big timey thing with a few people, but this one is something else entirely that we're going to be releasing kind of on the dirt cheap. And so, not to get too long-winded with it, but our official unofficial TTRPG partner, Wizards Respite, got sick. We usually do our one-on-one session. We're going to be doing that next Thursday with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We're also a week behind on the podcast, so that'll be next Friday, just so that he could get better. He's dealing with the C word. But I wanted to do something here since I have been kind of advertising some sort of role-playing game or something here. So I decided to demo the other game we're working on, and the way I'm able to demo that is we've done a lot on the channel with the game called The Last Tea Shop. Gundam Hammer 40k, hey! What's up, buddy? I know who you are. It's my partner over there. What's up, man? So we've done a lot with The Last Tea Shop on here. It is a solo journaling RPG that allows you to kind of use the game to write your own story. And I just became enamored with it. If you've watched any of our TTRPG content so far, you've seen that we've been kind of enamored with it. Myself and Wizards Respite actually streamed that. Please check it out. That was our first 2 episodes of our sessions, or our first 2 streams of our one-on-one sessions. I had to do this because I'm a huge professional wrestling fan, as you guys already know, since our first game was a professional wrestling game. So I had to do a journaling game based on being a wrestling promoter. So, as you can see at the top of the page, over my my tired promoter picture that I created in an AI suite, Getting Over. That's what it's going to be called. Basically, what this game is it's solo or multiplayer, where each player takes on the role of a wrestling promoter. You randomly generate your wrestling league, your GM, you randomly generate all your wrestlers, and then you have to book them, and then you randomly generate the matches, while also not randomly generating. It's pretty interesting. I'm very proud of it right now. I have not really tested it at all, so this could be an absolute train wreck. This was, like I said, impromptu. We were supposed to do another stream for something else. This kind of opened up, and I was like, I really want to do something like this, just do this with you guys. So I don't know what this is going to be like, because it's just going to be me basically writing a story and telling you guys about it. It's the best way I can do it. For professional wrestling, which is niche already, as we've all realized from the sales of my first game. But here we go. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited too. And I do just want to give special thanks to Wizards Respite. You can check this out on his website as well, wizardsrespite.com. He has the link embedded there. If you're watching this at wizardsrespite.com and want to get involved in the chat, pop over to my YouTube. I will say this. If you're in the chat, I will find a way to get you in. I will name wrestlers after you when I randomly generate them. 100%. It's sort of like a live stream of a stream of consciousness. It is exactly that, man. This is weird. I thought this would be cool, and I still think it's going to be kind of cool, but I do not know what this is going to look like at all. But, like I said, if you get in the chat while I'm creating the wrestlers, I will name the wrestlers after you. And if you're in chat while I'm doing the matches, I will happily ask your opinion on what we should do, because you'll find out that the matches. One thing about Last Tee Shop that I wanted to simulate here is that this game doesn't write the matches for you. It prompts you to write the matches yourself. You'll see what I'm talking about. But we got to get into it, or we won't get to it, because, like I said, I always got to go big, so it takes a lot longer to play than normal things. So first, what you're going to see, you see my picture of my sad old promoter and the title, but above my head, you are going to see the actual game. So I decided to actually like loop you in on what I'm looking at as I'm looking at it. And as far as the music in the background, it is a mixture of William Aubin. You can find him on Bandcamp. And he's a French singer, so all his lyrics are in French, just to let you know. And then, of course, my brother, Nick Van Slyter, is the man who makes the music. And I just put a playlist together because I thought it would be really quiet if it was just me talking, so thought some background music would be good. If the levels aren't great, let me know, because I can't actually hear the levels. I mean, I'm kind of guessing on that one, because I haven't done a stream like this with music before. Alright, so let's do this. Let's hop on over to creating our thing. So, like I said, I'm not going to read this. I'm just demoing this. I want you guys to buy this when it comes out. So, I want you to see what I'm doing, but not really, I don't know, see everything, I guess. So the first thing you do is first thing you need a notebook. Got that right here for taking notes. Pen. Also, I like index cards. It's not required, but for wrestlers, I think it makes it easier to kind of like shuffle between them. And then you need 2d20 or 1d20 that you're going to roll repeatedly. I have 2d20 because I'm obsessed with d20s. So here we go. First things first. Setting up shop. We got to decide where our wrestling promotion, our fledgling wrestling promotion, starts out at. Like its base of operations. So, give a good roll. I got a 5 on the dice. Obviously, I don't have a camera set up for the dice, which sucks, but I'm going to be honest with you, there's no reason not to be. So, 5 on the dice is Southern America. So that's like, we're talking like NWA territory. Drink beer and fight, y'all. Yeah. Hillbillies and cowboys. I'm just going to write that down. So we are location. If you cheat in a solo game, might as well just quit. Yeah. Or just make it up. Like, right? Like, just say whatever you want at that point. Like, what are you doing? I think that's called theater. It's a one-man show. Southern America. Yeehaw indeed. Now, what you'll see under Southern America... Let me see if I can't move that to the center so it's a little bit easier. I'll highlight it. Blue. What you'll see is first an aspect. The aspect is like a power that I get to use. Once a month, I can negate an injury or reduce a wrestler's injury and reduce that wrestler's injury probability to 0. That's what IP stands for. So we'll injury reduce IP 0. All right, so that's the aspect, and then under it you're gonna see 3 different wrestler styles. Now the wrestler styles in this game are kind of like where the wrestler comes from or where they're trained, kind of more than who the wrestler is in the ring. I want everybody to keep that in mind. So you got sports entertainer. You know, that's your WWE, your John Cena, Hulk Hogan's, you know, the big guys who like to do that. You got bare knuckle, and then, which are like the street fighters, you're talking about like Eddie Kingston. Hold on a second. Hello! You can come say hi. I just started. The only person in here is Mark right now.
Sorry.
It's fine.
No,
My wife just got home. She was hanging out with friends. They can't see you yet. See? That's what they can see. They can't see you. There. Now she's in. Oh, there. Popped in. How you doing? Mark says hi.
Hi. I love you.
I love you. Mwah. Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright, I will see you.
Yeah. All right. That's love, everybody. Marriage love right there. Okay, so bare knuckle is more like your Eddie Kingstons, your hard scrabble fighters, your James Storms. MMA, you're looking at like your Brock Lesnar's, your Bobby Lashley's. He's a little bit more American Greco, but you get what I'm saying. That's kind of where they're training, where their backstory comes from, almost like their origin. And that will play in as I make wrestlers. First, we have to roll for the GM affinity. Now I'm going to do it randomly. You can definitely pick it if you want on this one. It's optional. But the GM affinity is basically like how you, like what you're good at as a promoter for like training and whatnot. So, D20 roll again. Always D20 because I love my D20s. Got 16. Okay? So I am a coach. Twice per month. Add a new trait to one of the wrestlers of your choice, which is amazing. This is a really good one. I'm just going to write down coach because I can remember that one. And you'll understand the traits are how you kind of get bonus points for the matches and how good your matches are, how much money you earn, which is huge in this game. So now, the fun part, we get to generate the wrestlers. Are we excited? I'm excited. So the first thing we do is we get to pick, of the 3 styles that I highlighted up here, sports entertainer, bare knuckle, and MMA, I get to pick my first 3 wrestlers can be any combination of those 3. I'm going to get 8 wrestlers to start. Okay? So we're going to get some index cards out here. Time to generate some wrestlers. So we got sports entertainer, bare knuckle, MMA, Southern America. So I think I want my wrestling to be super like hard scrabble and like brawly, like some country boy drink and fight sort of stuff. So I'm gonna actually do 2 bare knuckles and an MMA. So bare knuckle. Wow, how did I get the horrible gaming awards in here? Whoopsie. Let me just get that out of here. Remove from list. Whoopsie. It's not supposed to be in there at all. Okay. Bare knuckle. Bare knuckle. And then MMA. Our wrestling league is definitely located in the back half of a bar. Without a doubt. So, now we get to create those wrestlers from the ground up. So first, each wrestler gets an aspect. Okay? The aspect is something that directly influences like rolls and match scores and stuff like that. Whereas the traits are more like things you'll build their character off of that give you bonuses if you match them up correctly against other people, but don't necessarily hurt you in any way, shape, or form. So, my first bare knuckle guy. Let's roll for that aspect. So we'll go down to the bare knuckle one right here. Highlight it for you guys. So all the aspects of all of the places have 2 different aspects you can roll, right? I don't know why this says 1 to 5. That's a typo. And then 1 to 9, so we'll correct that. 1 to 9 and 11 to 20. So if I roll a 10 or a 20, I get to pick what I want. So here we go. First one is a 1. So I'm going to get to pick. I either get hard skin, which means they have a -1 injury point per show, which is amazing. And my kind of fight. Reroll any chaos table roll result once during a match. You guys will understand that more when we get to matches. I'm going to go hard-skinned on this one. Because that means I can just book the shit out of this guy without him getting injured. IPA show. Okay. Traits. So now we get to decide the traits. Traits are fun. Alright. So you roll twice for traits. well, you roll 2d20 twice for traits, okay? You get to decide, the first roll decides whether it's positive or negative, and then the second roll decides which trait it is. Now, if you have more negative traits than positive traits, that's when you kind of get into bad guy territory, and vice versa if you have more face than negative. So, in the beginning of the game, you only get 2 traits, so you're going to get a lot of people who are on the fence because you're just starting out. Nobody really knows what to make out of your wrestlers. So, here we go. 2d20. I'm going to say I got some ugly dice today. I don't know why I picked the ugly ones, but I'm going to say the puke brown one is my first roll, and my glitters is my second. All right, so I got a 5, which is going to be positive, and then an 11, which is going to be focused. Focused. I don't know why I'm writing this in pen. There's my pencil. There we go. Okay, so focused, right? So now we roll for his second trait. An 11, which is going to be negative, and 5, which is going to be stalwart. So he's focused and stalwart as a character. And then what's cool about this is then I can take this character, like what I've just spelled out, and kind of start to form a character in my head. Bare knuckle fighter, hard-skinned. He's focused, but he's also stalwart, so he's in between. Really like this. A really intense brawler, like really intense fighter sort of guy. I like that. Every wrestler, unless otherwise stated, is going to start with a SP or star power of 0. I'm sorry, star points of 0. An RP, which is required pay of 1. And then an injury point or injury probability of 0 as well. Okay? Okay? So first guy, we don't have a name, we don't have a description, but this guy's going to be fun right off the bat, I think. Alright, so let's see what we do next here. Alright, so our next bare knuckle guy, let's do an aspect. Definitely a drinker. For the focus guy, oh, I like that. I like that. I'm going to just put that on the back. What if we made him look, just like he's constantly got his hands wrapped? You know, almost like basically Wolverine in the beginning of the first X-Men without the superpowers. Just muscle shirt, just toned. Not really like huge, but just toned out of his fucking mind. Smokes stogies, drinks beer, and just fucking knocks people out. I think that's really awesome. Let's do it. You know, we're going to name him Logan, too. Because that's a good name for a character like that. Logan Bell. Wink at the camera. Okay, so... I'll write all that stuff in later. I could remember Logan Bell from that. I mean, yeah. You're the only one in here, so be prepared for the next 7 wrestlers to be kind of named after you as well. Alright, my second bare knuckle. Let's find out what his aspect is. 6, which is going to be hard, right? I think it's going to be hard skinned again. Yeah, good stuff. I'm going to book the shit out of these guys. Hard skinned. -1 IP. Okay. Then we're gonna get those traits. Alright. Let's roll for some traits. 14 and a 5. So we got negative and stalwart again. Just a lot of very cool. We're not going to have promos, man. Our promos are not going to be doing good. At all. Promos are going to be real, just like everybody staring at everybody else. Alright. The second roll. 18, another negative. So we got a full heal here. And an 11. So insane. He's stalwart and insane. Okay. 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 Woo. Yeah, yeah. Ha 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 is right. IP. Alright. wait for this guy. He's insane and stalwart. Jesus Christ. It's freaking Dexter Loomis. I'm going to wait for some inspiration to hit me on that one. So my MMA guy. Let's make the MMA guy here. MMA. Highlight it for you guys. Hoping I get that quick healer. Although I could use Born to it, because I don't think my match scores are going to be very high at first. So just one die on this one. We roll a 14, so he gets Born to it. Which means +2 match score on normal matches. So, gotta book this guy normal. Alright, +2 MS, normal matches. And then we'll do traits. Let's see. Alright. We got an 18 and a 4. So he's a cheater. And then we've got a 20 and a 3. I'm sorry, 20 and a 13. So another negative, another full heal. And a 13, which is technical. Technically, he's a cheater. Okay, so I think this dude, we're going to name this guy, we're going to go Chad Thurston. Chad Thurston is an MMA guy. Juan, coincidence. We'll get Juan in there. We'll get Juan in here. Chad Thurston. He is a MMA guy. He's been just like, he's a prodigal son, but he couldn't hack it in an MMA because he kept doing cheaty things every time he got like, you know, like even close to like losing. So he went to wrestling where he can get away with that sort of thing. And we're just going to say he wrestles in the MMA kind of baggy shorts. With just, that's it, just MMA baggy shorts, and like boots basically, and he is just cut out of glass basically. All right, so we got 2 there. Still have to figure out our stalwart insane person, but now we get some fun, because now we get to completely randomly generate the next 5 wrestlers. Because you get 8 to start. So let's do it. So first one, randomly generate means we generate everything right down to the start. So let's do it. So we're going to roll just 2 times in a row. Once for the style, once for the aspect. 8 and 8. So our 8 is a luchador who is over the top, which is +3 match score in gimmick matches. So, is this going to be the guy? Like, the minute you mention Juan, we get Juan? As a promoter, will you have the chance to fire and hire later if they don't work out? Yes. Yes, you do. You know I didn't forget that. Basically, at the end of every show, there is a free agency draft. So, like, one character gets generated to the free agency, and they actually get generated with a different star power than the other characters, too. And then you can choose to either pick them up or leave them in free agency, but they stay in free agency. So you just build this bigger and bigger free agency. And then if you're playing with multiple people, anybody can pick up from free agency. You also have negative morale, which I'm getting ahead of myself, but negative morale where your wrestlers can leave you based on events that happen or overbooking them, and then they end up in free agency and they won't re-sign with you for a long period of time. Luchador. So we got a Luchador who is over the top. I love that we possibly said Juan, and the next wrestler could be Juan. So +3 gimmick matches. All right. So then trades. Let's do it. Let's see. See if this feels Wani. All right. We got a 6 and a 12, so positive, tough. And then we got a 2 and an 18. No, an 18. No, a 2. Yeah, 2 and an 18. So that's a reroll. So we got a 5 and a 14. So he's full face and he's funny. I think we got our Juan. I'll let you pick. Is it Juan? Is it Marcus? I don't think it's Marcus because he ended up being very insane by the end. It will be weird if we pick him to have him be low star power. Just for anybody who watches this in the future, Juan was a character in a very long ago wrestling game that Gundam 40 Hammer 40K there played, and just won tons of titles. Tons of the titles. All of the titles. So we're going to go to IP. I think this is going to be Juan. Maybe Juan during his FaceTime, but it doesn't feel cheaty enough. Juan was face for a long time in the beginning. And then he got cool when he got heel. I did like him as the sweepers. But I mean, one of my favorite rivalries we ever did was him and Mickey Punk. And that was when Juan was full good guy. We're going Juan. Juan, good guy, tough, funny. He has been added. Alright. Next wrestler. See, this is already fun for me. I don't know if this sounds fun to anybody out there, but this is already fun for me. Okay. So, next roll. We got an 11 and a 19. So 11 is going to give us a Canadian classic wrestler. So like your Bret Harts, your Jason Alexanders, your Jim the Anvil Neidharts, those kind of dudes. And a 19, so his aspect is going to be instincts. Negate the first match end in technical or high endurance matches. So I didn't ask for any of this. Instincts. Tech. And endurance traits, yeah. Alright, let's see what this dude is in the world of wrestling. We got a 2 and a 9. So, positive, fast. Then we got a 6 and a 13, another good guy who is acrobatic. Wow, do we have a high-flying Canadian classic style guy? That's kind of insane. Okay. I'm going to come back to this guy because that is really cool to work with. I don't have any ideas yet. So let's generate. So that's how many? We got 5 so far. So this will be 6. Whoa, don't roll off the edge. All right, so 14 and 19. So 14, we got a British strong style. And then 19 is well known. So +2 star power at the start. That's going to be a big deal. +2 SP. Alright. So then traits. Let's find out what this dude is. If this guy ends up being Mickey Punk, I'm going to laugh my ass off. Alright. So we got a 20 and a 12. So he's definitely negative point and 12, which is grizzled. Grizzled. I love a good grizzled. I love a good grizzled character. Alright, next trait is 14 and 18. So we got a baddie. 18 is... No, we don't necessarily let. That is a reroll. So we got 8 and 6. So he's positive now. And he is loyal. You know what? I am making a huge mistake because I need to have some ladies in here, don't I? I think that's what I want to do. Because I could do teams. If you're generating teams... because I got a little carried away. But if you generate tag teams, you generate them as one character. And then if you split them up, you make them into two, and they each take half the traits that they've accumulated as a team. But I don't want to do teams just because the matches are a little bit more complicated to write in my head. So I want to keep it to solos for this so that I can get through as much as I can before I'm done for the night. So we are going to have to do some women. So we got Logan Bell's dude, Chad Thurston's dude, Juan Hernandez's dude. So if we want to split it down the middle, we're still okay. Because I haven't decided that bare knuckle stalwart insane person. And then the Canadian classic fast and acrobatic. I think this one's going to be a girl too. Let's go French Canadian. I need a good French Canadian last name. Oh, no. I know. In honor of one of my bigger fans. He'll never watch this, but Aubin. We're going to go Aubin as the last name, and it's going to be... I need a good lady first name. Let's just go with Marie. Marie Aubin. She's Canadian classic. We're gonna say she's got the classical style. She's still got the technical mat wrestling skills, but she's smaller. So she incorporated a lot of like luchador style wrestling into her Canadian classic stuff to kind of combat those things. So she's got a weird mixture of like technical mat submission wrestling and then high flying pop-up moves. And she's got a +2 star, so she's got 2 star power to start, which is great. So we got a lady. We got a lady. Got a lady on the roster. All right, so we also have this Brit. The Brit. Oh, I got an idea. We were talking about Mickey Punk first, and since you're the only one in here, Mark, I know you'll probably leave me long before I even get to booking matches, but we're going to make this Mickey Punk's illegitimate kid. So we're going to say... Danny... would she name herself Punk? Yeah. Danny Punk. Mickey Punk's kid. Oh no, that was the 2 stupid reserve value. I got that wrong. So I need to switch that out. And she actually is 0. She's got the 2. Which works, because then she's the daughter, so she's got that star power right off the bat. Pay. Instincts. Alright. Oh, she's loyal and grizzled, though. She's grizzled. How do I make her grizzled? She just lives on the streets, man. She's been living on the streets because she's been an illegitimate kid. So she's got the tattoos like Mickey did. Real, like, just crazy cut hair. Got some scars and stuff. Just a brawler all the way. Yeah, I should have made Juan her name. I should have made Juan, the Juan character, a girl, and make it Juan's daughter. Ooh, I kind of want to do that now. I think I'm gonna do that now. I hope you're okay with that, because that's just too good. And should I call her Juanita? It's so easy. It's so easy. I got to. It's too on the nose to not do it in wrestling. Juanita Hernandez. Okay, so that changes up the numbers then. Woman. So we have 3 women and only 2 guys now. And the bare knuckle person that we haven't decided on yet what they're going to be. So let's go ahead and create our next one, which will get us up to 7. That would be awesome. Yeah, it's in there. It's already in there. I'm going to book the shit out of that. All right, so then we're going to switch over to... see here. Okay, so we got 10, 17 for the next wrestler. 10 and 17 is a martial artist who is over the top. Another over the top. That could be really cool. Because, of course, Juan would name him daughter Juanita. He would. He was definitely full of himself. Martial arts. And then aspect is over the top. Shit back. Alright, let's find out these traits for our martial artist. We got a 14 and a 15, so negative. Merciless. Good one for a martial artist. And then we'll roll here. 5 and 16 is going to be easygoing. Very confusing. Very confusing character. Right off the bat. Okay, I've got it. It's gonna be a guy. What's his name gonna be? Pour myself a little water. What his deal is gonna be is he's just like really, really like relaxed and almost stoner like in his promos and outside the ring. Like, even when people, like, call him out, he's just like, ah, man, dude, bro, it's all good. And then he gets in the ring, and he just, like, split personality, Jekyll and Hyde, turns into a psycho. I like that. We're going to call him, I'm going to say Jason Ming. Yeah. No. I don't want to do Khan. I want to do like a Genghis Khan thing. Like it's the Khan blood that comes out of him. I'm going to do it. Even though there's too many Khans in wrestling. Jason Khan. He's Mongolian. And it's just like the Genghis comes out of him when he fucking steps into that ring. So... SPRBIB1. Okay, so we are down to our last wrestler to generate. Super excited about this. And then I just need to figure out where the bare knuckle guy is. So we've got 3 of each. Let's see where the mood strikes us for this last one, and then we'll make the bare knuckle whatever we need it to be. Alright, so we got 18 and a 3. So 18 is player choice. Fuck yes. And then 3. Alright, I'm going to say this. Jason Manchurian. That's really good. I'm gonna change it. I like that. Jason Manchurian. Manchurian. I'm gonna leave it up to you, man. I'm gonna read them off. You tell me what I should put, what I should book. Since you're still in here. All right, so we got sports entertainer, prodigal, which is just like the son of another wrestler sort of thing. Street fighter, Greco-Roman, backyard, bare knuckle, MMA, luchador, Native American, martial arts, Canadian classic, Russian Greco-Roman, Japanese strong style, British strong style, Indian power, Middle Eastern, American high risk, and that's it. Which one do you think I should add as the last dude? Or the last girl? I don't know. Don't know how the character's going to strike me. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Alright. SP. See what it says. It's thinking. It's thinking. Backyard. Yes. That's the correct answer. That's always the correct answer, sir. Always, always, always. Know me too well. Alright. Backyard. Psychopath. Backyard. Backyard for sure, without a doubt. So I rolled a 3 on the aspect. So for backyard, the 3 is hard-skinned. Yes! Another typo, I see. Nice. Oh, man, my boy, everybody's so strong. I think you're in Southern America and no backyard dudes. Yeah. Hard-skinned. -1 IP. I think... Should I make him a dude, though? Or should I make him a lady? Just so I have a lady... No, we'll make him a dude. We'll just book the shit out of these dudes. Okay. So... And then we'll make the other bare knuckle, because I got 2 hard skins anyway. So we'll make this backyard. We'll call him Nick. Nick Torque. This guy is not ripped. He's not cut. He's thin and he's small. He's got tons of scars. Just kind of like a round head, very crew cut hair. He wears a do-rag over his head and he just fucking murders people. Like the worst backyard brawler, bloodbath shit you'll ever see. That's what this guy does. I've already got him. I haven't even rolled up the traits. Maybe I should roll up the traits first. Let's see. 4 and 4. He's honorable. Okay. And then his second trait is 12 and 8. Powerful. No, 12 and 8. Targeted. Yeah, I think my description still works. So for the bare knuckle, we need one more lady. We're gonna name this girl. Something long. We'll go Jessica. Jessica. You know what? No, I don't want Jessica. I'm just going to name her Catherine. Like some sort of psycho. Just Catherine. She just goes by Catherine. And we're going to say she's ripped. She wears kind of like a denim vest with no sleeves on it over like, you know, the normal kind of like tight kind of undershirt, white undershirt, ripped up jeans, and bald. Yeah, she shaves her fucking head like a psycho. She's bigger than most of the other women, and she just like has the crazed stare in her face. So, guess what, guys? We got a roster. Boom, boom, boom. For the guys, we got Logan Bell, Chad Thurston, Jason Manchurian, and Nick Torque. On the ladies, we got Marie Aubin, Danny Punk, Juanita Hernandez, and Catherine. Loving this. Okay. So you guys got to see that. Now we get to generate our divisions and titles for the divisions. You get one title per 4 wrestlers you have on your roster. You can have. You don't have to add extra titles, but for every 4 wrestlers you have, you are allowed to have another title. So I am going to obviously pick. I don't think I'm going to pick a world title. Now see, you can see on the center of the page, these are the title types. Depending on the title types is what you get as a match modifier. But I've got a lot of hardcore guys. So I think I'm going to go right hardcore right off the bat. Well, we got to name our league too. Oh, I got it. We are the True Grit Wrestling Association, TGWA. And then our main title is going to be the True Grit Championship. And that is going to be our hardcore title. And one thing I did make sure to say in here, you can have intergender wrestling. You can have non-intergender wrestling, whatever you want. The idea is you pick the belt and then you kind of stipulate the extra rules on it, but you pick a title that best fits your championship. So there's not necessarily like any hard fast rules on it. So like the title type is hardcore, but I could maybe make the rule that the characters can only bring one weapon and that's all they're allowed to use in it, you know? Can you call it Southern Discomfort? The league or the title? Southern Discomfort. The Southern Discomfort Wrestling Association? Or just Southern Discomfort? We're just going to call it Southern Discomfort. Southern Discomfort. And then the championship is still going to be the True Grit Championship. So it'll be the Southern Discomfort, and then the True Grit Championship, which is perfect, which is a hardcore title. So I can make it completely and totally intergender, which is how I usually like to do things, or I could divide it up. I am playing a Southern League, which they tend to like to split up the genders. I think I am going to be a little bit crazier, though. I'm going to have everybody can compete for the True Grit Championship. And then I kind of want to put another title in play so that everybody can compete for those titles. So we've got the True Grit Championship. It's the hardcore champ. It's a hardcore title, which means +1 match score. What if we named the main show Southern Discomfort? Like, what if we it was Southern Discomfort every Tuesday? Like Monday Night Raw is Tuesday night Southern Discomfort. Saturday night Southern Discomfort. I kind of like that better. I'm gonna do that. So we're back to TGWA, and then our show is Saturday night Southern Discomfort. Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So the hardcore title will give us +1 match score for chaos side rolls. So every time we roll a chaos side in a match, we'll get an extra match score in the title matches. That will come up. Don't worry. And then I want a second title. I want to have something a little bit different. I don't want to do the same thing twice. So I'm going to do a regional title, which is your workhorse titles. In WWE and other places, those are the belts that aren't quite the big belt, but the belt that's still important, like your Intercontinental Championship, United States Championship, North American Championship, the TBS Championship on AEW, stuff like that. So regional, I don't know what we're going to call the regional title, though. True Grit Championship, and then we'll go what if we did the that's hard. For a Southern belt. We'll go, I want to do that one. Let's just do, I wish WWE hadn't stolen the North American title from me. It was always one of mine, and they took it. I want to do that. Something crazy. Like the Robert E. Lee Memorial title or some shit like that. We'll go the... man, this is tough. I don't know why my brain just blanked on that. Continental title. Continental Championship. And that's a regional. And that will give us -1 IP taken for the holder in each match, which also kind of fits our build for this kind of league. Like it's in Florida. What about the Panhandle Classic? I fucking love that. Let's do it. Let's do it. Panhandle Classic. Panhandle Classic Championship. That's amazing. That's amazing. And this will be -1 IP taken for the holder. Each match. Alright, so titles are done. We get to book, guys. We get to book. Who's excited? I know I'm excited. So, the way booking works, Okay? You can have up to 2 promos for every 4 matches I think you have on the show. Mostly matches. Multiple promos, speeches. You may only have a number of promos equal to your match count divided by 2 rounded down. So I can have, if I had 4 matches, which would be 4 singles matches between these wrestlers, then I could have I could have 2 promos, which I'm probably going to do some crazy stuff in this one. Just because we have 2 titles, we haven't decided those 2 titles. So I might just go absolutely batshit crazy here. We'll see. All right. So, opener match. Is going to be Logan Bell versus Nick Torque. And this is going to be the first match in kind of a weird thing. So we're going to do, let me see if I can't count this right. 1, 2, and then yeah. So we're going to do 3 matches, 1 promo. We're going to do 2 solo matches that potentially qualify you to win the True Grit Championship at the next show or at the pay-per-view. Our first show will have, and then once those 2 are done, we're going to have our main event will be a fatal 4-way for the first ever Panhandle Classic champion. So we've got Logan Bell versus Nick Torque. And then we absolutely need to have Juanita Hernandez versus Danny Punk in the other one. So Logan Bell versus Nick Torque. So what should we do for the... So if we're going for True Grit, those should be more hardcore matches. So what we do then is we go up to match types, and it'll tell you how much the matches cost to book and what kind of extra effect those will have on things. So we've got a hardcore, it costs a little bit extra, and it also does a little bit extra. So we're going to go hardcore for Logan. Versus Nick Torque. And it's just going to be like a Falls Count Anywhere, Anything Goes sort of thing. And then our next match is going to be Juanita Hernandez versus Danny Punk. Generational classic there. And what do we got for them? Danny Punk, they're well known, and then Over the Top for gimmick matches. We're going to have that come after the promo. The promo will be Danny Punk. And it's going to be a rivalry promo. And now, what I want to point out down here is you get different types of rivalries, and those actually boost, different types of promos. So a merchandise promo can add extra funds to the show at the end. A rivalry action can actually add match quality to the next match, dependent on the selecting opponent. You can also boost the quality of the overall show or boost the wrestler's SP rating, depending on how good they roll. So she's going to do a rivalry thing and select, of course, Juanita, so we can get a little match quality out of that one. And it's going to explain why Juanita Hernandez and Danny Punk are going to wrestle in a cage match. Which is a climbing match. Oh my god, I'm loving this right now. And then finally, our main event who's left? So we got Danny Punk with Juanita, Logan Bell with Nick Torque. So we got Chad Thurston, Jason Manchurian, Marie Aubin, and Catherine in our main event. So main event is Aubin, B. Thurston, B. Catherine. Man, a lot of stuff ending in the IN sound, doesn't it? All of them, actually. Versus Jason Manchurian. And then is the Panhandle Classic. Yeah. Okay. All right. And it's just a straight fatal four-way. So a normal fatal four-way. So who's ready for this? Let's do it. Let's get into match one. Because who wants to generate some matches? So our show opens Saturday Night Southern Discomfort. We are live in the back of we are live in the back of Thirsty Jim's Brew House, where we house our wrestlers. There's kind of like, we're gonna say there's like brewing apparatus and machineries. It's in like the actual brew house, and then chairs are set up around them, and on the walkways around with the big tanks, and then the wrestling rings in the center. So it's freaking awesome. And then we've got like a walkway set up where it comes in from kind of the back of the warehouse. So here we go. It's time. So match one. And that is Marie Aubin. No, not these guys. Torque versus Bell. Do it! Yeah, I know. I'm already excited. Torque versus Bell. Now, usually what you would do is, as you come up with stuff, if you're playing alone in your apartment or whatever, or your house, you would kind of write it all down as you go, and kind of make a story for yourself, sort of thing. Since I'm playing for you guys, I'm going to keep track of what I roll, and then I'm just going to kind of describe it to you guys, what I decide to do with it. So we're at the fun part. Now, the fun part is you take 2 D20s, okay? And this match could go fast, it could go long, it is whatever. So, couple of things to keep in mind. If the match is less than 3 rolls on the chart, like it ends in less than 3 rolls on the chart, you'll understand when we get into it, it's a squash match. The person who wins the squash match gets an extra superstar PowerPoint, but you're going to get shit for money because your match rating is going to suck. If the match goes 6 or more, it's considered a banger, and you get a +3 match, +3 match score to it. Okay. So here we go. So basically, we're gonna say like, Torque just comes out. He's got kind of like a gated walk. He actually limps a little because of some damage he did to his knees. He's wearing cargo shorts, just kind of like a muscly, actually flannel, ripped up flannel, buttoned up the second so that his sleeves are kind of out, but like ripped up flannel shirt. And then the do-rag over the head. He's just looking intense and ready. He high-fives some fans as he comes out, and then he rolls into the ring, ready to go. Logan Bell then steps out. Logan Bell is our brass knuckle, like kind of almost Wolverine type character. He's not gonna have the weird hair, but just like slicked black hair. He's also got a couple of scars here and there. He's actually taping up his hand as he walks out. Rolls in looking intense. These guys are just ready to beat the shit out of each other. So let's do it. Let's roll. Here's what you do. You roll 2d20, okay? And then you have a quality side and a chaos side. So you have to call which dice is for quality, which dice is for chaos. My quality dice is my little puke dice here, and my chaos dice is my like sparkly magic fairy dust dice. Whichever is higher is the roll you take. There are 30 potential things. I know. How do you get to 30? Every time you roll, you add the amount of times you've already rolled. Okay? So, here we go. Let's see what happens. I roll a 8 on the quality. but I roll a 20 on the sparkle, which is not good. So that's chaos 20, which means this match is over. So I'm going to get a squash that's bad for me, but we'll get into it. Okay. So right off the bat, rolled a 20. So that is a 1, 20 on the chaos. Which, as you'll see, the 20 on the chaos is a perfect cheat with weapon and ME. If you see the ME afterwards, it's match end. If there's an optional before it, it means that the match that it's not a match. That you can choose to end it there if you want, or you can keep going. So perfect cheat with the weapon. Okay, well, this is True Grit, and it's hardcore, so the perfect cheat doesn't necessarily go with it, but we'll just make it dirty. And that's kind of how you have to use everything. It's kind of suggestions for how you should write it. So, ref calls for the bell. Who do I want to win? They're both... Okay, all right. Ref calls for the bell. We're going to say Logan Bell just kind of like charges in. As he does, Nick Torque just like punts him in the crotch. Just full punts him in the crotch. Just as hard as he can. Logan like doubles over. As he does, Nick Torque just like pulls out brass knucks, drives him into the face with one quick shot, and then wraps the head and pulls him back over into a small package inside Cradle. 1, 2, 3. Crowd is booing angrily as our opening match is a squash 100%. So, yeah, Nick just totally topples Logan Bell. So, that was rough. It was a rough opener, not going to lie. So what that is, we have to decide what the match score is. So the wrestlers SP, they both have a 0 SP because nobody's won anything yet. So, no bonus there. If the wrestlers have the same style, they do not have the same style. One is bare knuckles, one is backyard. So that doesn't give me anything. However, if they are different styles, which this is going to be possibly a saving grace, I get +2 funds. Now remember, I spend funds to book the match. I have already spent 1 fund. No, it was a hardcore match, right? Yeah, hardcore match. So it was 2 funds to book the match, plus their required pay, which is 1 each. Which means that I have paid 4 funds to do this match. And they will both take +2 injury points to this match. However, the Chaos sides rolls grant +1 match score. And I did get a Chaos roll. So I will get on the match score, I will get a +1 on that bonus. +1 Chaos. Alright. So back down to figuring out what the match is. We got 2 funds for... Wait. What did I get the 2 funds for? Oh, yeah, because they were different styles. The amounts of the segments in the match, only 1. So that's going to go to my match score, +1 segment. Any other affinities, modifiers, or effects, we already put that in for the +1 chaos. Subtract the amount of times a roll was repeated. We never repeated anything. If the match was less, if the match is 3 rolls or less, it's considered a squash match. +1 star power. Bonus after the match to the winner. So Nick Torque will not just gain 1 star point, he'll actually gain 2. Logan Bell would lose 1 if he had 1, but he's got a 0, so he stays where he is. However, both wrestlers will take 2 injury points. So then, let's see here, Chaos segment. What else am I missing? Match 6 is not a banger. If the match has more than 2 participants or teams, if the match roll is 4 over. And that's kind of how you balance out, because you have to pay so much money to get all those wrestlers in thing. We'll see that later. But if you can manage to make it over 4 rolls, you get an additional 3 match score per participants you put in. So you kind of have to take that gamble. Once you've done that, we consult the rating. So we have a 2. A 2. A 2. Not great. Not great at all. Both of these guys are hard skins, so they actually take one less injury point, which is great. So they only have one. But I only got a match score of 2, which is not even enough for 1 star, which means I get no funds from the star rating. But I did get 2 funds for the match bonus, for the matchup bonus. So I'm gonna get overall. I'll have lost 2 funds on that. Not great. Took a bath on that one. So let's move on to the next match, because that was... Oh, hey, Backdraft. What's up, man? Just playing my solo wrestling journaling game that you can also play versus other people. So we're going to do second match, match 2. But no, first we got to do the promo. All right, promo. Danny Punk, Justina Hernandez. These two are generational hate. Danny Punk, daughter of the infamous Mickey Punk. She basically comes out, spews some cockney. Oi! I want to make Juanita Hernandez pay, because Mickey Punk, my father, was never there for me because he was too busy trying to find ways to destroy Juanita's father. And since Juanita's father, Juan, is no longer in the business, I'm going to go after the next best thing. So I want to do this, and I want to do it right. I want to do it with Juanita Hernandez in a cage match. And Juanita, of course, accepts, which gives us a plus to the cage match, thank God, because we cannot avoid. We have to avoid another squash match at all costs. Match 2, cage, and that is Punk v. Hernandez in a cage. Oh wait. No, they didn't. Okay. Wait, focused and targeted. I think I might have gained an extra match score point from traits that I forgot to do. Nope. Okay, so let's scroll down. Now, in the match thing, what I meant by that is if your traits match up. So like if our wrestler in that last one, if one of them was disciplined and then the other one was aggressive, you get a +1 match score bonus for every time they have a trait that matches up. Okay, so let's scroll back down to the matches because we got to do this. Cage match, Punk versus Hernandez. That's a climbing match. Let's figure out what that does to us. So that's a 2 cost. So it's going to cost an extra 1. And it's going to be another +2 injury points to all wrestlers involved. But I gain +2. They gave +2 star power at the result. So both wrestlers will gain +2 out of this no matter what, which is great for us on the overall whole. So here we go. So let's do match 2. We got that written down. All right, so we're still in the brew house. That's where our wrestling league is centered in Southern Ohio. We've got Danny Punk walks out. She's got the short, scraggly hair. She's wearing she's got the arm sleeves of tattoos, the black leather jacket of her dad, the black leather vest of her dad, sorry, and then the black leather pants. She comes out just looking ready for a fight. She rolls in. At that point, Juanita Hernandez heads up. She's got the belt buckle like her dad, and the jeans, the big belt buckle that he used to hit people in the face with his weird jump hump maneuver. And she heads out ready to go to war. They lower the cage down. They strap the cage onto the ring, and we're ready for match 2, which I pray is not a squash match, because if it is, I lose. So as I was saying before, we just got a person in here, so I want to share. For the match stuff, remember, the match does not actually, it decides when it ends, but it suggests things to you, and then you have to write it. You would write it on a piece of paper, for yourself if you were playing by yourself. But since I'm playing it for you guys, I'm just going to describe it and keep track of the rolls. So 1d20 for quality, 1d20 for chaos. Whichever's higher is the result you use. All right, so we have a 17 on our quality and a 6 on our chaos. So we're going to go quality. 17, high risk move, false finish right off the bat. So that's first move. And then that is 18 quality. All right. So at that point, cage get locked in. As the cage get locked in, Danny just charges in towards Mickey. I'm sorry, towards Juanita. Juanita actually ducks it, runs, leaps to the top rope, springboards, flipping into the moonsault. But while she's upside down, catches Danny as she's bouncing off the ropes on the other side. Slingshot, upside down slingshot. Clothesline connects. That's a Juan exclusive. You can tell she learned stuff from her dad. Boom. Danny's down. At that point, Juanita turns. She just goes like this. She's like, it's over. She starts to climb. She's starting to climb on the cage. As she does, she's starting to pull herself over. This is going to be over already when out of nowhere, Danny just starts to run up, leaps up to the top rope, wraps her waist, pulls her backwards, pulling her off the cage into the German suplex. She lands, flattening out, kind of accordioning, then flattening out face down, while Danny hits and kind of rolls away, breathing hard. We're starting off crazy right off the bat. So that's one down. So now remember, you roll again and you add your result to the next roll. All right, so we got 18 on the quality. So that's plus 1 is a 19. So that's a big move out of nowhere, false finish. Love it already. We're getting tons of false finishes right off the bat. So 2 is 19 quality. All right. So at this point, both are down for a second. And then Danny kind of like shakes it off. Juanita's hurt. Danny kind of walks into the corner, starts to climb, starts to get up. They're already going for the exit. But at this point, Juanita leaps up. She leaps to the top rope, onto the top rope, kind of nails Danny in the kidneys, drops her back down to the turnbuckle, goes to punch her again. Danny suddenly elbows back to her, catches her face. She staggers a little bit, still on those ropes holding the cage. At that point, Danny just leaps forward, catching Juanita's head. That's right, Punk. They're doing their dance moves, catching him into the cutter off the top rope. Both women soar into the center of the ring. Boom! Landing, crashing, and breaking up. One more and we're out of fucking squash territory. Please, please, please. So now we add plus 2 to the roll. So we've got 11 on the chaos. So plus 2 would be fight into the crowd. That's going to be pretty hard in a cage match. But we're still going to make something work. These times I lied. Alright. 13 chaos. Since she can't fight in the crowd, we're gonna do this. At that point, both Danny and Juanita are down. Danny starts to move towards the cage. She's about to start to climb when Juanita kind of like kicks up and then Ben. Hi, that dumb guy 84 Esquire. Kicks up, rushes up behind her, catches her, throws her between the middle and third rope, and just face first into the cage. Just bam! So Danny like falls kind of like over the rope into the in between the cage and the rope, but she's hung up on the midsection on the rope. And it's at that point that Juanita just turns, runs across from her, hitting the ropes, getting the rebound, rushing back as she does, just sliding into a drop kick, like a low basement drop kick, right to Danny's face, crushing it into the cage. Boom! That's definitely going to cut Danny open. Blood starts to pour for her head. We're getting that violence that comes with TGWA. So, you guys tell, I love this game already. Alright, so we're out of squash territory, thank God. We're adding +3 to whatever we roll. Our higher roll is going to be that delightful, it's +3, right? Yeah, +3 is going to be our delightful chaos roll, where we are going to get a 14, and that's going to bring us up to a quick pin with cheat false finish on the 17 side. Okay, so we can't do quick pin. Okay, so at that point, Juanita's actually going to step up, since Danny's on the kind of like ropes. She's going to step up on Danny. That's going to be kind of the cheat, because she's going to kind of hold her legs in place as she steps up onto the cage, onto that top rope. And then she's going to kind of like spring a little, then bounce up and catch the top of the cage and start to pull herself up, which is going to give her that kind of edge. As she oh, I need to write down what number it was. 17. Chaos. She's going to start to kind of pull herself over. As she does, you think she's done. Danny suddenly grabs that top rope, pulls herself up, blood kind of pouring down her face. Then she's going to kind of like put one foot on the rope, one foot on the cage, kind of pull herself up, kind of almost spider monkey style, and catch Juanita's leg just as she's about to pull it over. She's going to pull it back like over the side and kind of slowly down. All right, let's roll again. Let's see what we get now. Starting to get close to that banger territory. So top roll is chaos, which is an 8. We're going to add 4 to it, which is going to give us a 12. High risk move through announcer table, timekeeper's table on outside. Tough for the cage match, not going to lie. But we discover things as we go, don't we? So, at that point, I've got it. Okay, so she's pulling her back over, right? She's hanging from the cage. Danny's on that top rope, not on the turnbuckle, on the top rope, but under her. Danny's going to pull Juanita down, legs over her head, kind of in that powerbomb position. Then she's going to turn, do 2 tightrope steps on the top rope, and powerbomb Juanita onto the top turnbuckle. Boom! She's going to like fold over it. The crowd is going to like go silent, like, ooh, sort of thing. Then we're going to get the holy shit chant, because that's crazy. It's absolutely a crazy move. She's going to take it, kind of bounce over it, then kind of like roll off the side and end up hanging from the rope on her foot. So which one? What roll was that? That was fighting. That was announce table, right? So the announcers are 12. Chaos. All right, 6. We've hit banger. Hit banger territory. Okay, so we roll a 20 on quality, but we're adding 5 to it. Quick pin match end. Can't really do that, but we're in the position. So I think Danny Punk is just going to pull herself up and over at that point. She's going to kind of like fall back against the cage, kind of blood coming from her face. She's going to reach up one hand, reach up with the second hand, and actually like skin the cat up and over the cage, and then just kind of let herself fall down to the outside, getting the bell. Danny Punk gets the win in a brutal, brutal match to start us off. So that was, what, 25 quality. All right. So, this is going to be a little bit better. Just barely in the banger territory, but we got it. So, right off the bat, because that was a not a gimmick match, climb match, both wrestlers will take an extra point. That shouldn't be +2. That should be +1. Sorry. Take an extra injury point. Just going to change that now. Oh, I see. Never mind. I've got it right. I've got to just take out a paragraph later. I see what I did. Okay, so 2. We got 2 for each of them. But they're both going to gain 2 superstar points, right? 2 star power. So Danny already had 2, so she's going to go up to a 4, which is unfortunate because that means her required pay goes up by 1. And then Justina's going to go up to 2. Your required pay on a wrestler is always half, rounded down, of whatever your star power is of your wrestler overall. So, Juanita Hernandez goes up by 2. So, now we have to figure out how we score this bad boy. Alright, so we got match score. Stars. And then funds earned. Now, match score. Right off the bat, do they have anything that meshes up on the traits? Let's find out. So, Danny has loyal and grizzled. So loyal, backstabber, no, Juanita doesn't have that. Grizzled is tough, so no. Oh no, Juanita has that. They actually have a trait matchup. So we're going to go +1 trait. They are different styles, so we're going to get +2 funds from the exotic booking. Then the starting SP of them before the cage match was put in was Danny 2, Juanita 0, so we're going to get another +2 to the match score for star power. This is shaping up to be one that might get me some money and some stars. So then we add in the amount of segments there were, which is 6. We subtract the amount of repeats. We had no repeats. We rolled 18 quality, 19 quality, 13 chaos, 17 chaos, 12 chaos, and 25 quality. So we're safe on that, so we don't take any minuses there. Make sure I did this right. Let me get back to the match score area. Match score 6 +3. And if the match goes 6 or above, it's considered a banger. This was a banger, so that's +3 to match score. Banger. Okay. So that's it. That's our match lineup. So we add all that together. 1 for the trait, 2 for the SP, 6 for the segment, 3 for the banger. So we got 9, 10, 11, 12. We got a 12 total match score. 1 away from 2 stars. You're fucking kidding me. Maybe that's too high. I'm not sure. Still, 1 away. 1 away. So we got 1 star, which will give us another +1 on funds. Gotta get those 2 stars. Otherwise, you don't get shit. What is this? Oh, that's the promo. So I still lost money on that one. I love it when I'm doing something and I'm noticing issues right off the bat. But that's what we do. That's the process, right? So 2 funds. It cost us 2 to book plus their RP of 1. So that's a 4. So I lost another fund. Okay. So, I need to be saved by my Fatal 4-Way at the end, because I have only lost money so far, like a good Southern Wrestling League would. My main event, my Fatal 4-Way, and then we will probably wrap the stream for there. Hopefully you guys are seeing kind of the fun of this, and what would be cool about this. That's the idea behind it. Obviously, this is still tweaking. Again, this is one of those games that I've come up with. This is the first. Yeah, it was a hell of a match. This is the literal first playtest you guys are seeing. Like, I just wrote this up, and we didn't have anything going tonight. I was supposed to do a one-on-one session, so I decided to do this. Would bigger stars in the match help? They do. So, like, you get that superstar point. So, like, just look at it this way. If those two, so if you took the superstar value, so I'm kind of in a way investing for the future, because so Juanita's up to a 2 now, Danny's up to a 4, that would have been a 6-point bonus. I would have hit 2 stars. So, like, it's kind of a tricky thing, you know what I mean? Again, maybe I should lower the star rating back to, because originally I had it 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, but I didn't want 25 to be really easily to earn, and I feel like once you earn some stuff, you're gonna be able to earn it pretty easily if it's at 25, but I could be wrong. And this is, like I said, the first test, so we gotta see. So that might be too low, but if they had been at their superstar points, at their star powers, they would have gotten the 2-star rating at the very least. So there is that. Okay, so let's do it. We got a fatal 4-way for the Panhandle Classic Championship, a regional workhorse championship. Basically, we got the brew house. We've got the people all over the place. They're chanting for more blood. They're riled up for the cage match. The fatal 4-way has a lot to go for. First, we got Maria Aubin coming out. She is in kind of spandex onesie with shorts, almost kind of like a very wrestling sort of looking attire. She's got the Canadian flag on her. She's ready to go. She's got her hair. She's got long brown hair, but she's got it in a very tight kind of bun braid in the back. She's short though, small, even for a woman. She's got some good muscles, but like I said, she's small. Uses her acrobatics and speed to kind of get it a little bit easier. Next up is Chad Thurston, blonde, blue eyes, wears the loose baggy pants of the MMA guy, and just the boots with kind of some taped up hands. He's just kind of grinning away as he's like rolling his shoulder and looking at. He's cut out of glass because he's an MMA guy. Looking at Maria Aubin, it's kind of easy meat. Then next we've got Catherine enter. Catherine is easily our biggest girl. She stands at like 6'1", 6'2". She's big. She's got some good muscles. She's just she's got the denim jacket with the cutoff. So like a denim jacket with sleeves cut off, showing her muscles. She's got the shaved head and just the stare. Just the absolute unblinking stare. She doesn't talk much. She's kind of a psycho. And then we've got Jason Manchurian coming out. He's, like I said, a little bit more of the Mongolian descent. MMA guy. So he's going to have kind of like baggy pants. And then the baggy pants are split on the middle. One side is white, one side is black. And the white side has kind of like flecks of blood, and the white side has like leaves kind of all over it, kind of to reflect his dual nature that we defined in the beginning of the stream. So they all step in. The ref kind of steps in with the Panhandle Classic title, raises it so that the crowd knows, raises it to the participants so they know, and then we are in for our main event, our final main event, our final match of the evening at Saturday Night Southern Discomfort here at the True Grit Wrestling Association. Right, match 4. All right, so 1. Give me a banger. Just give me 4 rounds. If you can give me 4 rounds, I will get tons of fucking money out of this, and it'll all be worth it. So let's see. And I didn't actually give myself any. My playlist ended. Let's just replay that. Bitch. I didn't actually give myself any fund restrictions this time, just because I'm kind of seeing where this goes, you know. So let's do it. All right, so we've got 16 and a 3, 16 on the Chaos side. Double count out or something comparable. ME. Yeesh. That's not good. That's not good. I'm starting to think maybe I should take lowest on the dice. Because highest kind of gets you to the bigger, scarier things better, faster. And plus, if I'm taking highest, the 1 is never going to happen, basically. Especially since I don't know why I have 2 different ones. I guess you could just pick which one you take. We're going to go with lowest, and we're going to restart this one just to test it. Again, guys, sorry, I know this is kind of a demo, but like as close as it is to done, I've never really gotten to test it. So it is what it is. So let's start over one more time, see what we get. All right, so we're taking lowest this time. 3 is quality. So we're going to go 3, so trading moves. I like that a little bit. I think I like the taking lowest better. I think that's one of the big problems that have been happening. Because a lot of the match end stuff, they either happen on the 10s or they happen higher. So, like, I think we need to avoid that. I might have too many match end stuffs on this side, too. Might have to cut a couple of those or move some stuff around, which is fine. So 3 on the quality. Trading moves. All right, so 3 quality. All right, so they're all kind of like looking at each other. They're all eyeing each other as the bell rings. Nobody knows who to go first. Catherine knows who to go first. Catherine just rushes forward, past the 2 on the other side, and just straight up leaps Superman forearm, just driving it into Jason Manchurian, drops him down. As he hits the ground, though, Catherine turns around just in time to get like Marie Aubin springboards off the second rope, leaping into the air with a high drop kick to Catherine, putting her down on the mat. As that happens, she gets up, because this is trading moves, she gets up and turns only to get caught in an arm drag by Chad Thurston, who locks her into an arm bar. Just like a standing kind of arm bar over her, kind of holding her down, kind of putting it in. But he doesn't get far because as that happens, Jason Manchurian is back up. He's just wheels around, roundhouse Tajiri buzzsaw style kicking, and it ends faster. Yeah, I think lower is better. Roundhouse kicking Chad Thurston right in the back of that. Boom! His head rocks forward. He lets go of Marie Aubin. At that point, Jason Manchurian just like the twist of the face. He was really lighthearted when he came out. Now he's just like looking evil and psychotic. He just turns to Chad Thurston and just starts to like just drive punches down. He stands fully up, then falls into his forearms, just one after the other on Chad Thurston, who's trying to cover and get the guard. But as he's doing that, he kind of loses perception on what's going on around him. And we're going to say Catherine leaps in over him, wrapping his neck and kind of using her momentum to kind of roll him off of him into a rear naked choke. Oh, that was a lot of fun to call. A lot of fun to call. That's where we're going to roll the next one. All right, so +1, but we're taking lower. Jesus. 3 on quality. So +1, that'll be a 4 on quality. High intensity spot, a lot of reverse moves in rapid succession. Need water. Need water. 4 quality. Okay. Yeah, this is working a lot better already. I might have to up the requirements for banger / multi-man bonus, but we'll see. So rolls him into that. She's got him in that. He's kind of choking, but he's too early, so he bridges up, kind of pushing his shoulders down into Marie's, pinning her shoulders to the mat. Ref drops 1, 2. Marie lets him go and rolls out so that she can kick out. As she does, she kind of comes up. Oh no, wait, that would be even better. Yeah, to kick out. They both roll up to their feet. As they do, she's a little bit faster. She leaps past him, rolling her hand around his leg, pulling him down into the schoolboy. 1, 2. At that point, he kicks out. Yeah, he kicks out, rolling backwards to his legs. She charges forward with a forearm, but then he leaps forward, catching her, pulling her back down into a small package. 1, 2. At that point, she kicks out. She steps up. As she does, Catherine tries to blindside them with a clothesline. They duck the clothesline. They both duck in unison, ducking both the clotheslines. Then they stand up. Marie drop kicks her to the back. Catherine goes through the middle and top turnbuckles to the outside. As Marie lands, Manchurian gets behind her, rolling her up into a schoolboy. 1, 2. But before the 3 count, Chad Thurston leaps forward from forward over Manchurian, catching him around the waist, rolling him up into a sunset flip pin. So Marie's out of the pin. Manchurian's in the pin with Thurston. 1, 2. And at that point, Manchurian kicks out. All 3 stand up and stare at each other, and the crowd just starts clapping. Proud of that. All right. 3. Here we go. We're adding 2. We're taking lowest. Our lowest is 15 on the quality, so we're going to add +2 to that. That'll take us up to high risk move false finish. Okay. Yes. Made it to my bonus. Made it to my funds bonus. That's what I needed. All right, so that's 17 quality. A lot of quality in this. All right, so 17 quality. High risk move false finish. Ooh. I know what I'm doing. Okay. All right. So they're all staring at each other. They're all staring at each other for like a half second while the crowd, like, almost giving the crowd a second to clap and cheer for them. And at that point, Manchurian just rushes at Thurston. Thurston ducks his incoming punch. Manchurian turns around only to get this massive drop kick from Marie right to the face. Manchurian goes down, rolling backwards out of the ring. She lands, only to get caught by Chad Thurston into this brutal German suplex. Actually, no, brutal Saito suplex. Just dropping her right on her head. She folds in half and kind of like accordions. He stands and turns to kind of like follow up with the pin. Nobody saw, though, Catherine scale the turnbuckle from the outside after going out and just leaps into the air. She's a big girl. What's she going to do? Oh, she's just going to drive the knee to his face, like flying through the air, just boom, just almost like a V-trigger from the top rope. Connects with Chad Thurston's face, like inside out, flips him. He hits the mat, like drops, kind of ragdolls. She drops onto him, pins him. The crowd thinks it's over. 1, 2, and at that point, Manchurian, just in time, rolls back in, drops onto Catherine to break up the pin. Yeah, feeling this. Booking that main event. Okay, so now number 4, we're adding 3, taking lowest. They're both 15s. So I guess I get to pick. Let's see which one I like the better. 15 plus 3 is 18, so we get ref knocked out, new ref runs down. Optional match ends in double pin or count out via 2 refs. Ooh. High risk move full miss. I think we're going to go with the ref knocked out. I'm not going to end the match, but the optional match ends. I'm going to kind of keep that in my back pocket since there'll be 2 refs there. So, how are we going to do this? All right, Catherine kind of stands up as Manchurian stands up. Manchurian comes in with a kick, hits her to the side, and they get into this weird trading blows thing. Like, Manchurian spin kicks her in the side. She, like, takes it, grimaces slightly. Then she steps in and just, like, forearms into the face. He takes that, then he steps in and chops her like right to the upper chest. Just you hear that whoop-pow like sound out across the arena. She flexes a little bit, then she like kicks him to the stump. No, then she chops him. Chow! He like holds his grip a little bit. He kind of takes a couple of steps back, turning around. Then he like flexes a little bit, and then he just turns. He turns, takes 2 steps, and leaps into the air with an enziguri. She ducks the enziguri, and the foot connects to referee Timothy Ross, and just like, it's not even like a crappy ref bump. Like, it flips him end over end, and he drops ragdolling. And she, like, Manchurian's like, oh no. Like, he looks at the ref for a second, like, kind of snapping out of his merciless attack for just a minute. As he does, though, Catherine catches him around the arm and neck, half drag, half Nelson, and then suplexes him. Boom! Right into the mat. Okay, so that's 18 chaos. And we're up to 5. So we're adding 4, taking lowest. 1 away from banger. Lowest is a 14. We're adding 4, and that's on quality. So that'll be 18. High risk move, full miss. Sweet. Uh, 18 quality. All right. At that point, Catherine stands up, just kind of like staring at everybody, looking at the ref. She calls for, like, you know what? She's going to actually pin Manchurian. We get kind of like a 3-4 count. Then she stands up and she starts to call for a ref to come down. You see another ref coming, running from the back. We're going to say Benjamin Labadie is just running from the back. Slides in to call the match. She's about to pin again when Marie Albin comes off the top rope, turning in midair with the crossbody. However, eyes in the back of her head, Catherine just turns around, catches her out of midair, just hulks her, then hulks her up into the air, kind of like pump handling her up into the air, then catching her into the Samoan drop. Sorry, I made a very childish noise getting into this match. Alright. So we're adding +5. We've hit banger status. Roll low. Wow. So chaos roll is a 2. So that'll be my lowest, but we're adding +5. So that'll be up to a 7. Suicide dive from inside to outside. Okay. Alright, so she hits the Samoan drop on Catherine. She pins Catherine. 1, 2, kicks out. Catherine gets the shoulder up. Not Catherine, I'm sorry. She hits Marie, pins Marie. 1, 2, Marie kicks out. Catherine stands up. As Catherine stands up on the outside, Chad Thurston is starting to get to his feet. So Catherine just like runs into the ropes, rushing forward, then leaps through the middle and second rope and just like diving forearm right into Thurston, sending him into the barricade and her into the barricade. The barricade buckles, actually knocks over some of the crowd that's packed in around the giant beer mixing stuff. Oh, so we're up to 7. Man, what a difference rolling low made. Okay, so we're adding 6 and we're rolling low. We're getting close to a finale here. Our low is chaos on a 6, so that'll bring us up to a 12. High risk move through the announce. We could do it this time. All right, so 12. Chaos. Alright. Okay, alright. So at this point, Catherine just like takes a second to kind of roll her shoulders a little bit. Then she grabs Chad Thurston. She pulls him over, but Chad Thurston like slaps her hands away and starts to punch back. They start to kind of like brawl on the outside. Chad hits her a couple of times. She staggers around the step. She ends up in front of the announce table. You guys know where I'm going with this. Then she ends up starting to fire back. They're trading blows back and forth. At that point, neither one of them sees Marie from the inside. She's gotten to her feet. She rushes forward, leaps up, hits that top rope, springboards into the shooting star, connects with both of them. They both fall backwards through the time cable. All three of them through the table on the outside. The crowd is going crazy. This is awesome. This is awesome. They're all down. Manchurian's the only one alive in the ring, but he's got nobody to pin. All right. So now we're adding 7, and we're rolling 2d20. All right, so lowest is Chaos again with a 5. Adding 7 to that, that's going to bring me up to a 12. Another 12. Holy shit. High risk through the announce table or timetable. Okay. Alright. 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 That is a repeat. That's going to hurt my overall score, but I think I can write it good. Okay. So out of the wreckage. Out of the wreckage. Alright, out of the wreckage, Marie starts to climb up. She climbs up to the timekeeper's table, which is next to the announce tables, starts to climb up on top of it, breathing hard, kind of like trying to catch her breath. What she doesn't see is Jason Manchurian standing on the apron, kind of catty corner and behind her, like this. He runs, and she turns around. As she turns around, he leaps into the air, double knees, catching her face, Meteora through the timekeeper's table. So now all 4 of them are down through tables. This is what the Panhandle Classic Championship means to these wrestlers. I can't believe we're at 9 right now. All right. Adding 8 to the lowest. When it's getting hard to breathe. Lowest is 5. Plus 8 is a 13? Yes, 13. And that's Chaos again. Fight into the crowd. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it? All right, so... So everybody's down for a good while. The crowd's yelling, holy shit. They're going crazy for this. Some of them are started chanting, fight forever. Manchurian now is climbing out of the wreckage. He's using the barricade, the steel barricade, to kind of climb over it. He kind of picks himself up and turns just in time to get speared through the barricade by Catherine. That's right. Boom! Just shoulder to it. Steel, like the steel folds backwards. They both roll over the steel into the crowd. A couple of people fall, spilling beer on themselves. Other people are like, yeehaw, because this is all in like the South, and they're all nuts down there. And then they just start like brawling back and forth through the crowd. You can't even follow them because it's just a brawl in the crowd. This is awesome. This is awesome. This is. You guys see what I love about this? Like, definitely have to tweak some stuff, but All right, so next 10. We're adding 9. I need to hire Nick to write a soundtrack for something. Yeah, ask him. It takes him a little bit of a turnover, but he's great at music, man. Too hard to breathe. Okay, here we go. Plus 9. Plus 9. Here we go. Alright. Chaos again. No. Low is quality. 6. Plus 9. 15. What does that get us? Oh my god. Match end. Oh my god. God, what a match. Reversal into surprise pin. Okay. All right. All right. I heard that. Is there any chance that there will be too many bangers? Now there might be. I might have to like change the banger ratio. Definitely. But I'm okay with changing the banger ratio if the matches last a little bit longer. This is going nuts. Okay. All right. So Catherine and Manchurian are in the audience fighting. Okay. Oh, we still got the two refs, right? Yeah, we do. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's just end it. Let's end it clean, and let's end it to a bad guy. I think is the perfect one. All right. So at this point, Marie Aubin, she's feeling it because Catherine and Manchurian are in the audience fighting and beating up. Chad is rolling into the ring. Looks like we're good to go. She kind of like slides in. As she slides in, though, what she doesn't realize is a piece of the bottom of the announcer's table, one of the pieces of metal, Chad Thurston has smuggled it into the ring with him. At that point, she kind of rushes in. She would do like a submission or something for her finisher, I think. She'd also do a high risk. So she's going to go top rope, leaping springboard. She leaps into the springboard, turning into the crossbody. As she turns, though, Chad just wheels around and just drives the metal right into her face. Just bats her out of midair, the small girl out of midair. Just pa-chong! The crowd goes, ooh, as it happens. She drops like lifeless to the ground. He just smiles. Dude has gotten like 2 moves off in the entire match. Just smiles at the crowd that's just booing him loudly. At that point, he picks her up. What's this dude's finisher? I like that. He picks her up kind of inverted like a DDT, then picks her up straight as if he's going to do an inverted vertical suplex. Then he drops her forward into a jumping pile driver. Boom! Tombstone style. Ka-chow! She falls flat, but he catches a leg as she does, pulling her into the cradle. 1, 2, 3! Your new Panhandle Classic champion is Chad Thurston! Crowd boos loudly as he just like handed the belt, smiling, holding it to his waist. At that point, though, Catherine has realized what's happened, and the psychopath just comes out of the audience, like dead staring him, rolls into the thing, and he rolls out scared, and just kind of like holds the belt. He's like, no, I got it, me. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of Saturday Night Southern Discomfort. Join us again next week for True Grit Wrestling Association. Okay. So let's figure out what this match score is. Then we'll do the events real quick so I can show you guys those. And then we'll call it. Because we'll have done an entire show, the entire drafting of a league and everything. So, match score, I'm really excited to get. So, Wrestler SP. None of them had any SP, so that's going to hurt me. Okay? The total cost of the match was normal. So, it cost 1. But all of their values. So it's a total cost of 5. So the cost is 5. I need to beat that. Funds, star value, and match score. Alright. So match score. Wrestler SP. We don't have any of that. If the wrestlers are the same style, plus 2 match score. If they're a different style, plus 2 funds. I think they're all different. We got a Canadian Classic, MMA, martial artist, and a bare knuckle. So we're going to get those plus 2 funds, which is good for us. Plus 2 exotic booking. Then we've got to see if we got any traits that line up. Now, with the traits, boom indeed. That was so much fun as a match. That was everything this game can be, I think. That was the real potential maker of this game. So we need to see if any traits match up. For Marie, we've got fast and aerobic, acrobatic. So fast is with frenzied. We do have somebody that's... Nope, we don't have any frenzied. And then acrobatic is with technical. We do have a technical. That's Chad Thurston. So we're going to get a +1. But we cannot use the technical and the aerobic, acrobatic, for any other matchups when you're matching up in multi-man matches. So we're going to get that +1. So then over here at Chad, we already used the technical, but he has cheater. Do we have anybody with honorable? No. So then we have Catherine. She's got stalwart and insane. Stalwart is with creative. We got nobody who's creative. And insane is with focused. We have nobody that's with focused. So that's it. Because our last person is Jason Manchurian. He's merciless. And we don't have anybody that's versatile, and he's also easygoing, and we don't have anybody that's driven. So, we're just getting a +1 from the trait bonus. Yeah, +1 from the trait bonus. Now let's go back down to the match thing. I forgot to give the rivalry action bonus to frickin' the cage match. Oh, that's a bummer. So I missed one step. I wonder what it would have been. I'm going to roll real quick just to see. For that cage match. It would have been 8. So I would have gotten a I think +1 match score? Yeah, +1 match score. So that wouldn't have quite made it a 2-star, but it would have been... No, it would have made it a 2-star. It would have made it 13. Ha-ha! Let's do that. Let's add that in. I did the promo on camera, but I forgot to actually add it in. So that would have actually been a +1 promo. So they would have actually gotten 2 stars, which would have been 4 funds instead of 1. That's 6. I actually made money on the cage match then. So 6 minus the cost of 4, right? Yeah, 4. So I made money on that one. 2 funds on that. So for this one, back to the one we were doing. Going all over the place here. Sorry about that, guys. So did the match score for that. Amount of segments in the match is a 9 + 9 segments. Other affinities, modifiers, or whatever. That is a normal match. Chad Thurston gives us a +2 to normal matches. That would have made it 2-star. Yep. It would have made it 2-star. So normal matches. Wait. Yeah. And then he negates. That's a high IP. And then over the top, it's not a gimmick match. So +2 from Chad Thurston's abilities. Subtract the amount of times the roll was repeated. We did have 1 repeat. 12 chaos was repeated once. So we're going to -1 off that sucker. If the match was less than 3, that it wasn't a squash, it was a banger. So we're going to do +3 banger. Repeat. Okay, and then if the match has more than 2 participants, we got our little bonus. If the match was over 4 rolls, it gains an additional 3 match score per participant over the 2. I need to put in over the 2. So I'm going to gain 6 extra match score. The reason that's there, and I might have to up that too now that we're taking lower, but the reason that's there is because you spend so much more money on putting extra people in because you have to pay all the people that you put in. So it's that risk of like, I need to hit that spot. If I hit that spot, the match is gonna be absolutely epic. But if I don't hit that spot, it's just gonna cost me a ton of money. It's kind of like a higher risk reward sort of thing. So full match score. Let's add this thing up. 9, 10, 11, 12, -1. That brings us back down to an 11. 12, 13, 14, +6. That's 20. That's going to take us all the way up to a 3-star match. 3-star match. So that gives us a funds of 9. So +9 from stars. And Bob's your fucking uncle. This match cost me 5, but it made me 11. So my full profit on that one is 6. Okay. So that's kind of how match work. The next thing you would do, so the way the game works kind of is there's also these management phases, and then a monthly cycle. So everything works in kind of like you do 4 shows, and then a 5th show is your signature event, which is kind of like your pay-per-view. It's kind of like your big event, whatever. And then you kind of like come back from there. After each normal show, there's a free agent thing, and then there's a management phase, which I'm about to do, and then after the monthly thing, there's extra big management events, and then you also have to randomly pay some people their required pay, kind of for like contract reasons. So here's where the negative morale comes in. Okay, so management, just booking fees to fund. Fails, promotion. So the first thing I have to do is I have to spend 1 fee. Fund. If I can't spend that 1 fund, what happens is I lose. My company goes under. And that's kind of how you do it competitively. You have to have 1 fund when you reach that management phase, or you're just done. You can overbook in this game. You can book into the negatives as long as you make it back to get to that 1. But if you don't get back to that 1 fund, you don't have enough to keep the lights on, and you're done. Multiple promoters. Next promoter must deal with pay increases. Wrestlers with RP goes up to this. So basically, their required pay goes up with their star power. The wrestlers not involved in a match or promo reduce their IP by 2. Wrestlers involved in promos reduce their IP by 1. That's injury. So if you rest a wrestler for a show completely, they'll get 2 injury points back. If they're involved in a promo, they'll get 1 back, and then otherwise they don't get anything back. They just keep the injury points, which is kind of potential that they'll get injured. Then you have to deal with backstage events. You roll once for an auto event and once for a choice event. The auto event is something that just happens. It is an issue that you've got to deal with right away. It puts an effect on a wrestler, it puts effect on a character, puts effect on you, something like that. The choice event is like basically a wrestler is making a request to you. You can either positively say yes and do what they say, or you can say no and take negative morale. Every time a wrestler takes negative morale, you roll a d20. For every negative morale point you have, it adds +5 to the. It adds 5 to the roll, and you're trying to roll over the thing. You're trying to beat it. So, like, if you've got 1 negative point, the difficulty's 5. You roll over 5. They're still with you. They're just a little bit unhappy. You can't take extra positive points. So you can only be happy or degrees of angry, which I think is just the way the world works. And then negative morale also can affect some other things. But if you fail that roll, the wrestler leaves you and won't come back to you for a number of shows equal to, I think it's something like 3 times the amount of negative morale they had when they left you. So they go into that free agency, and if you're playing with multiple promoters, the other promoters can pick them up. So let's see. Let's see what we get. I'm going to roll my quality die for the auto event and my chaos die for the choice event. So I got a 3 on the auto and a 5 on the choice. So 3 is a chronic injury. One wrestler has incurred a reoccurring injury that is still manageable. They will gain +1 injury points every match until they are rested till they don't have injury points. So I have 8 wrestlers. I have to somehow randomly decide between them which has the chronic injury. Fun. I'm just going to divide it in half and let's say 19 and 20 is a reroll. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is Danny Punk that is injured, or with the chronic. So I'll just make a little note. Chronic. So until I get that injury points down to 0, her injury will actually increase at a higher rate. So I might want to consider resting her next show. And then my choice event was what? What was my choice event? Shit. Don't remember what it was. I think it was a 6. So I think it's backstage heat. One random wrestler developed real-life problems with another random wrestler. They do not want to work with them. Booking the two in a match together will incur a negative morale point each time. From this point on, period. That is a pretty severe one. That's one of the more severe ones. So I've got to decide which ones it is. So I will roll same thing. 6 and a 4. So it will be. Yeah. Okay, so it's Juanita Hernandez, and it's Catherine. That's interesting. Wonder what happened in the backstage for that to happen. So if I'll just mark that on the sheet real quick. Backstage heat. Juanita. Backstage heat. Catherine. So if I book them together at all, they take a negative morale point. That's not good. Not good. So yeah. And then what we would do is we didn't take any negative morale, so we don't have to roll that. Wrestlers who have not wrestled in 3 shows will take a negative morale point. So if you bench somebody for 3 shows, they will take a negative morale just automatically. And once they start taking them, they will take a point every show until they are put in a match or they quit. If the role is reassigned, and then we got to do the free agency. I want to do the free agency, and then that'll be the last thing we do. We'll call it. Decide on free agent. Show's done. Promoter weeks cycle. Wait. All right. A wrestler in a free agency loses a negative morale. Forever. Oh, here we go. Promoter also creates one wrestler at random. Also decides their SP, RP, and IP by random and adding it to the free agency. First, a promoter can release, first a promoter can release any wrestler on their roster into free agency. I'm not going to release anybody. I like my roster right now. Keep in mind that if a promotion releases a wrestler that is injured, all wrestlers on the roster will take a negative morale point. So if you release somebody that's injured because they're injured, then everybody gets mad at you, basically. All right. So wrestler in free agency. Okay, so decide the superstar. So here we go. Let's decide a wrestler. Our free agency wrestler is going to be... Gotta get back up there. This is good for anybody who's in here who didn't get to see this earlier. So we get to decide that it is a 15. So Indian power style. That's Indian power style. And a 9, which is honor. Just gonna aspect. The aspect was honor, right? Honor. Character ignores the effect of their first negative morale. That's nice. All right, so those traits. 4 and 11. I'm sorry, no, 11 and a 4. So it's a cheater again. and then 12 and a 17, so disturbing, a disturbing cheater. We're going to call this guy Ari Shiva. I'm not going to describe him yet just because we're just kind of creating this to show it. And then finally, we go down to the generation of star points and decide the star power of a wrestler by rolling a d20 and dividing the result by 4. So we have 7 divided by 4. It's going to be 1, right? No, 2? Yeah, 1. So star power is 1. So he's not like high. So his RP is going to be 1. And then injury is d20 divided by 5. No, honorable's not. So basically that first time they take negative morale, they can always be at 1 negative morale without making a roll to quit. And then when you get to 2 negative morale, that's when you would get the 5. So 14 divided by 5 is 2. So we're always rolling down, obviously. So his injury, he actually does have some injury on him. An injury of 2. So now, to pick this guy up, if I wanted to add him to my roster, I would spend... So I would have to extra spend the required pay to pull them. So I'd have to spend that much funds right off the bat, and then... Because usually you don't spend those funds until he's in a match, but I would have to spend those funds right off the bat. So that's it, guys. That's it. That's getting over. That's my solo... I guess it's journaling. It's almost more simulation. I'm not quite sure what the genre of it is, but I'm very excited about it. We're probably looking at this thing to launch, I would say, very late May or probably early June. And yeah, I think that this is... I don't want to... I'm not tying that to a date or anything, but it's going to be a relatively cheap game, and it's just going to be fun for you to play with yourself or friends if you're a wrestling fan. And yeah, that's the idea. You guys obviously noticed a couple of tweaks and stuff, but this was literally the first time I've ever live played it, period. So obviously there's going to be some things that I need to tweak. I'm play testing it with a friend of mine tomorrow, so that's just kind of what we're in right now. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it's something that interests you. I'm very excited to do this. I do want to really quickly promote a couple other things. 2 weeks from yesterday, so Wednesday the 19th, we will be doing our first session of our new single mod game, which is actually the game we're releasing probably sooner than this one. That is a dice-based system that's going to be a lot of fun for everybody to play, and it is going to, we're going to have a live stream about it so you guys can all see it and kind of get a feel for it right off the bat. And that will be the 19th, will be our first time at 9:30 Eastern time. Nice, it's pretty cool. I think if you wrote it out rather than streamed it, it would feel more journally. And I actually, I'm kind of lying when I said I haven't playtested it at all. I did do one show before this, and I did write it out. So it can be journaling. It's just not like, I don't know if I'd say journal though, because you're not really journaling your stuff. You're journaling the league. So it's kind of weird. It definitely feels journaling. It has the same feel, but it's a very strange kind of, I don't know. Like journal, like always kind of feels like me doing the writing about me, but I don't know. In any case, yeah, this is coming soon. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you're interested about it, please, get in touch, comment below, any questions you have, that sort of thing. And yeah, Axiom Games LLC, we're hoping to have a good year. We've got 2 new games now coming out relatively soon. I'm not going to say dates yet because I don't like to say dates until I know specifically when it is coming out. But we are aiming for single mod to be out in May and this to be out sometime possibly May or June. That being said, I'm not going to promise that. I'm not putting any dates down whatsoever. It will definitely be out within the next 4 to 5 months. Gonna say that. And hopefully you guys enjoy it. You like it. We really want to see you guys come out, and they're both going to be very cheap budget games. And I do want to say thank you to Gundam Hammer 40K, my partner, for being in there in the chat, making things interesting. Thanks to That Dumb Guy 84 Esquire for jumping in, Backdraft for jumping in, and Asylum 66 for jumping in. I really appreciate you guys showing up. And then thanks to Wizard's Respite for hosting this on his webpage. I really appreciate that as well. Also, TTRPG-wise, if you're just watching this as a TTRPG fan, our podcast should be back next Friday, Wizard's Respite Sectorum, and we will be doing, next Thursday, we will be doing the TMNT one-on-one session that we had kind of promised this Thursday, but like I said, he's dealing with the C word, so I was just kind of trying to fill the void. So that's it. Other than that, contact us on Facebook at OhMyGamingDH, on Twitter at OhMyGaming9. You can join our Discord, links in the description below. Influence us in all of our shows from there. Let's keep watching, listen, we'll keep making them. I hope you guys are interested in this, and I can't wait to see it release and see what you guys think about it. So until then, bye-bye, everybody.